Hello and welcome back to the channel. If we've never met before, my name is Grace and I am passionate about sharing recipes that are both weight loss friendly and blood sugar friendly for those of us with Asian taste buds. Because when I first was cursed with the diagnosis of prediabetes, all I could find were cheesecakes and brownies out there. And I was like,
what's an Asian girl gonna do with that?
So I started exploring in my own kitchen to find recipes that can both satisfy my own taste buds, but also help me balance my blood sugars and lose weight. And today we're doing a big meal prep day for breakfast of the week, starting off with some oatmeal pockets to help us keep our breakfasts on the go. It's super easy, just 2 ingredients, and keeps all our protein together. Speaking of protein, we're gonna make a sushi bake protein bulk where you just mix all the toppings of sushi bake together and you get a bunch of protein out of it. We're also gonna be roasting some sweet potatoes so they can serve as an easy base for our proteins. Another thing we're making is seafood cottage cheese pizza. I love pizza with seafood and it's gonna be packed with protein because we're using cottage cheese as our base. Every once in a while, you also need a sweet breakfast, so we are gonna make some matcha chia mousse. So creamy, so delicious. And lastly, we're gonna make my favorite, super easy to eat on the go, tomato and egg bites. Basically the Chinese traditional dish, tomato and eggs, but in little bite sizes. That's what we have on the menu today. And it's gonna feel like we're cooking a lot today, but I promise you a little bit of dedicated time in the kitchen is gonna help your future self thank you. Let's get cooking. First, we need to go grab that, and it always falls on my head. So we're gonna be super careful this time. Plug it in. And then open it up. You're gonna need 2 cups of oats. 2 cups of oats. And then 3 cups of water. Now we just blend. Okay. Let's take a look. It's basically oat milk. Now bring it over to the stove. You're not gonna need to spray any oil or anything, but just make sure it's on low heat before you spoon a thin layer into the pan. Let it heat up for a good while and do not touch it. I know it's gonna be tempting, but don't touch it. Let it settle. Oh. You see those bubbles? That's what we want. Oh, I'm scared. Oh. Okay, let's try scooting it to one end of the pan and then we're gonna flip it. Ah! Oh, yes! Great job. Once you see it puffing up a little bit, you wanna start flipping it back and forth. Ooh. And the little burnt marks, they're a good sign. That means the outside's crisping up while the inside is cooking. Now, this next puffing part does take a little bit of time, but you can of course cook multiple oatmeal pockets at the same time. I'm just isolating this one so you can really see the process of it puffing up, which tells you that it's close to being done. This is what it looks like when it's done. And then when you open it up, I'm gonna cut it open. You can easily slide it open like an oatmeal pocket. So I usually put some sort of protein of choice in here, like egg salad, chicken salad. Today we're making some sushi bake. You can put sushi bake in there. Which leads us to our next recipe. But these are the oatmeal pockets, and I love making them because they only require water and oatmeal. They're my secret weapon to turning any meals on the go while getting a little bit of fiber into my system. Moving on to our sushi bake protein bulk, and I'm actually not gonna make the casserole of what you imagine sushi bake to be. I realized that when I made sushi bake that I just love the toppings.
I love like the fish, the seaweed.
And I really don't need the rice. So I started to just make sushi bake with the top mixture so then I can easily add it to like salads, put it in a burrito. And there are a ton of variations that you can add to your sushi bake toppings, but I love starting out with some imitation crab because it's kind of sweet, kind of umami, and really tastes like the sea. Start by chopping these into small pieces and it'll naturally start shredding into even smaller pieces. Next, we're going in with my favorite vegetable, green onions or scallions, and same thing, we're gonna chop these up into small pieces. I usually do separate the green part from the white part because the white part has more pungentness and flavoring, while the green parts, I save it for garnishing later on. Going in with our main source of protein, which is tuna, and I'm using the Korean brand Kongwon. I've tried other American brands of just canned tuna, and this one, it just tastes better. I don't know if it's the ingredient or the flavoring, but it just tastes so much better than any of the other brands I've tried. You're just gonna need 2 cans of tuna, going in with 2 handfuls of sweet corn, and then all the imitation crab that we just chopped up, alongside the white parts of the green onions. Going in with 2 packets of nori. You can just brush it up. And then berikake. A generous amount. Going in with Kewpie mayo. And I want to say I used just a little bit more than half a cup. It's actually not that much mayo you're going to need because tuna already itself is a little bit viscous. So you don't need that much mayo to bind it all together. And we're going to finish off with a little bit of sesame oil, a little bit of salt. Okay, and you just mix well. That's honestly pretty much it. It's so fast and you get a ton of protein to last you throughout the week. So this is done, and actually I am going to take one of my oatmeal pockets and I'm gonna try it out right now. You get a ton of protein in a tiny little pocket. Ooh, I can't wait to eat it. That's so good. You have to try this. If you don't try anything else I made today, you gotta try this one. Now we're moving on to our little seafood pizzas, and you already know we're using cottage cheese for the dough. Starting with 1 cup of all-purpose flour and then a cup of cottage cheese. Now you want to go in with a spatula first to cover all the wet surfaces of the cottage cheese because cottage cheese gets super sticky. It sticks into the bottoms of your nails. So I recommend using a spatula first to make sure you really knead every bit of cottage cheese into the dry ingredient. So once you actually get your hands into it, you're not gonna have to deal with a bunch of sticky mess. This is what it's gonna look like. A dash of baking powder. And then finally going in with our hands to really knead it into a dough. Now, if you find that it's still sticking too hard to your hands, go ahead and sprinkle some flour onto the areas that are too wet. Here's what it looks like once the dough forms, and I just rolled it into a long log, and then cutting it into a bunch of smaller pieces so then we can roll them into tiny circles. So that amount of dough got us 13 pieces, which we're gonna turn into 13 mini pizza bites. Roll into circles, and then flatten it. You want the middle part of the dish to be thinner and then the outer layer to be thicker, like pizza crust. Just like this. And just in case you're not a cottage cheese convert and is wondering why the heck am I seeing cottage cheese every freaking where? It's having a moment right now. But I never grew up eating cottage cheese. I thought it looked goopy, it looked weird. But then I realized you really can't even taste it. Number 1, you can't even taste it. And number 2, it serves as the best, almost like concealant. It brings everything together as a great glue that adds a bunch of protein for you. Once I hopped onto the cottage cheese train,
I couldn't hop off.
just try once and you'll see what I mean. Moving all the circles onto the baking tray. And these are not gonna spread too much when they bake, but just make sure that they're at least not touching each other. We're gonna go in with some pesto. I wish you could smell it. It smells so good. You're just gonna spread a thin layer on each serving so you don't need too much. And just make sure you leave a little room on the edges for the crust. Go in with your pizza toppings of choice. And like I mentioned earlier, we are making seafood pizza today. So I am going in with some chopped up shrimp and imitation crab. This actually reminds me a lot of the Pizza Huts I grew up going to in Taiwan. They have these buffets. And my favorite, absolute favorite pizzas were their seafood pizzas. And they're just finishing off with a little bit more cheese on top. Into the oven we go. So it's gonna be 350 degrees for about 10 minutes.
10 minutes later.
Okay, they are done. Look at them. Wow. Oh, that looks so good. Look at that. Our mini pizzas. Cheers. It's so good. The sides are super crusty. Of course, you can use whatever topping you want. You don't have to use seafood. I just love seafood. You can go in with chicken, buffalo chicken. You can go in with Chinese sausages. Anything you want, even just pepperoni and pizza. But the magic is in the crust because there's so much protein in it and you can't even tell. Alrighty, moving on to our dessert for breakfast, the matcha chia mousse. I'm gonna show you how to make it. It's the easiest thing you're ever gonna make. You're gonna need some matcha. Mine's already pre-sweetened, but if yours is not, you can have a sweetener on hand as well. Chia seeds, cottage cheese, and milk. Blend together a whole cup of cottage cheese. You can use a blender, but I'm using a food processor. A 1/4 cup of milk. Alrighty, now we're gonna go in with our matcha. And blend it again. Ooh, look how pretty that looks. You don't have to worry about overbeating it because I think that just gives it more air and it makes it fluffier. Now we're gonna transfer our matcha mixture here before we put the chia seeds in. I do recommend using a bigger container than however amount you make because the chia seeds are gonna expand. We're just gonna add 3 tablespoons of chia seeds. Mix it together. Make sure that all the seeds are covered. So into the fridge this goes. It just needs about 2 hours, but if you're not gonna eat it till tomorrow, you can just leave it in the fridge overnight and it's gonna expand. So tomorrow it's ready for you for breakfast.
2 hours later.
Here's our matcha chia mousse. I'm probably gonna top it off with some Greek yogurt and then dust it with a lot more matcha on top. Ooh, look how creamy it looks. Okay, moving on to our very last item. I know it feels like we've been cooking all day, but listen, one day of cooking for the entire week. Your future self's gonna thank you. Here's everything you're gonna need. We're making our tomato and eggs cups. It's just like the traditional Chinese dish, tomatoes and eggs, but it's gonna be a portable breakfast. And here are all the seasonings you need. We're gonna also add some cottage cheese for more protein, tomatoes, scallions, and eggs. Start by chopping your tomatoes into small cubes. For scallions, get rid of its hairs first, and then we're gonna chop it by separating it into the white part and the green part. Once everything is chopped, crack 5 eggs into a mixing bowl. Then pile on 1 cup of cottage cheese. Now I have my cottage cheese pre-blended, but you don't have to because it's gonna go into the oven and it's gonna melt anyway. I just like it super fluffy, so I have it pre-blended. Going in with your chopped tomatoes and the scallions. And then you're gonna add all your seasonings. Now I don't really have measurements for this. I kind of just go with my heart because you can't go wrong with as much garlic powder as you want. But I will say for the sesame oil and the oyster sauce, I do about 1 tablespoon each. Now just mix everything together, making sure that the cottage cheese is totally incorporated into the entire mixture. It should be pretty clumpy like this. Everything is mixed. The consistency is going to be a little runny, but fairly thick, runny and thick. And then we just spray up our tin. Just kind of go around it. Alrighty, now we are gonna put the mix in. If you're also using these tiny muffin tins, 1 tablespoon should be perfect for each portion. We just go in with a little bit of greens for a pop of color. It's not really for taste, so you don't have to put that much. And then into the oven we go. At 350 degrees for about 15 minutes, or you can check with a toothpick.
15 minutes later.
Here it is, finished. I also made some bigger ones because I had leftover. We're gonna let it cool, and then we'll pack it up. Here it is. Put it into 2 different containers. And that's all the breakfast I'll be eating this week. I hope this video inspires you to get into your kitchen and be intentional about what you put in your body this week. This is everything we made for breakfast this week. I also did air fry up some goguma Korean sweet potatoes to give us more fiber and keep us really full. And I'll give you a close-up of each one. Here is our seafood cottage cheese pizza, tomato and egg bites, matcha chia mousse. This is the sushi bake, but no bake. All the roasted sweet potatoes that I'll probably top this with. Our oatmeal pockets and more of the tomato and egg bites, but just bigger. That's our breakfast for the week. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next week. Bye.